Chapter 5 of the Lemonade War is called Competition. Competition means a rivalry in the marketplace. Dinner that night at the Treskys was quiet, so the explosion that followed seemed especially loud. It was Jesse's turn to clear and scrape the plates, Evan's turn to wash and stack. Evan looked at the pile of dirty dishes on his left, and Jessie was ahead. She was always ahead of when it was her turn to clear, but tonight it felt like she was taunting him. To Evan, every plate scraping sounded like the words, "Can't keep up, you just can't keep up." Evan was scrubbing the casserole pan when Jessie stacked the last dirty dish by his elbow. Then she stuck her hands under the faucet to rinse without even saying excuse me, and shook her hands practically right in Evan's face and said, "So how much money did you make?" That was it. He couldn't hold it out any longer. "Why'd you do it, huh? Why'd you do it? Why'd you just have to do to ruin the one thing I had going?" And for a second, Evan wasn't sure what he meant, if he meant the lemonade stand or if he meant Megan Moriarty. In a mixed up way, he kind of meant both. And there was no way he was going to tell Jessie that after paying back his mother for the 4 cans of lemonade, the 1 can of grapefruit juice, and the 1 bottle of ginger ale, she'd been pretty irritated when she came downstairs from the office and there wasn't a single cold drink in the house. He had walked away with $2.11. On top of that, he was pretty sure that Scott had kept the $5 bill that they had earned. Well, what was Evan supposed to do? Ask Scott to turn his pockets inside out for proof that he hadn't taken it? Evan hadn't kept track of sales, so he couldn't be sure. "Why'd I do it? Why'd you do it? Why'd you invite that horrible, icky person over for a lemonade stand?" shouted Jessie. "Scott, Spencer, come on. And how come you wouldn't let me play? You're the one who is mean." "You're a show-off," said Evan. "You always have to let people know that you're the smart one." "I wasn't showing off. I was just trying to have a little fun. Is that against the law?" "You won't do a lemonade stand with me? Then I won't do a lemonade stand with you. I'll do one with my friend Megan instead." "You cannot be her friend. You cannot be her friend," shouted Evan. "Why not?" "Because you're a kid. You're a little kid. You don't even belong in the 4th grade. And because you're just an annoying show-off pest and no one likes you." The words felt like disgusting spiders running out of his mouth. They were horrible, but it kind of felt good to get rid of all of that pent-up spider ickiness inside of him. Then Evan saw Jessie's lip tremble. Uh-oh. Jessie was a howler. She didn't cry often, and she didn't cry long, but when she did, it was loud. Mom would come down from her office. Evan would catch the blame. Unfair. Oh, boy. But Jessie, she didn't let loose. Instead, she stood as tall as her runty height would allow her and said, "Megan likes me. She invited me over to her house tomorrow. We're going to make another lemonade stand, and we're going to earn twice the amount of money that we did today." Oh, that was it. She was going to ruin everything. Show him up right in front of Megan, even before the school year started. Make Megan think that he was just some loser who couldn't even beat his baby sister at a lemonade stand. Oh, Evan was fuming. He boiled over. "I wouldn't count on it, Juicy," he said. Jessie hated that nickname, and only Evan used it when he had to. "I'm going to have a lemonade stand every day until school starts, and I'm going to earn $100. And by the end of summer, I'll have enough to buy an iPod." "Oh, please. Like you could even if you wanted to," said Jessie. "Megan and I already made $12 today. We could have $100 like that." And she snapped her fingers. "And then what?" said Evan. "You'd lock it all up in your little lockbox and save it until you're 50 years old. You're the biggest miser on the planet." "What's a miser?" A miser is someone who kind of hoards and saves money. Jessie stiffened up. Her mouth made a funny O shape. But then she put her hand on her hip and smirked at Evan. For your information, I'm going to make a $100 donation to a charity. Evan snorted. Yeah, right. What charity? There was a long pause, and then Jessie said, "It's as smooth as whipped cream. Why, the Animal Rescue League. Megan and I talked about it today." "You don't even like animals," said Jessie. "Everybody likes animals," shouted Jessie. I'm sorry, Evan said, "You don't even like animals. And I'm going to give them $100 so you can never, ever, ever call me a miser again." "I hope I never have to talk to you again," shouted Evan. "Hey!" a sharp voice yelled from up the stairs. Mrs. Tresky had a pencil stuck in her hair and a worried look on her face. "I can hear you two all the way up in the attic with the air conditioner on high. What is going on?" Evan looked at Jessie and Jessie looked at Evan. They had taken a vow, a spit vow. Ever since Dad had gone, they vowed not to fight in front of Mom. It made her very sad, sadder even than when Dad left. "Nothing," said Evan. "Nothing, nothing, Mom," said Jessie. Mrs. Tresky looked at the two of them. "Come on, out with it. What are you two yelling about?" "Mom, it wasn't a fight," said Evan. "We were just kind of joking around." "Yeah," said Jessie. "We were just goofing. Sorry we got you out of your office. Sorry we were loud." Mrs. Tresky looked at both of them with her laser eyes. Jessie hung the dish towel on the handle and fiddled with it until it was perfectly straight. Evan bent over a casserole pan and scrubbed it as if his life depended on it. He scrubbed so hard his elbow bumped the fruit bowl. A cloud of fruit flies rose into the air and then settled back down. "Oh, goodness," said Miss Tresky. "Would you look at those fruit flies?" Her shoulders slumped. All right, you two. Well, then I'm going back upstairs. You guys can handle showers and reading and then getting ready for bed. I'll be down to tuck you in and turn off the lights." "Sure, Mom," said Jessie. "No problem, Mom," said Evan. Mrs. Tresky disappeared upstairs. Jessie turned to Evan at the sink. "Let's make a bet," she said. "Whoever earns $100 wins, and the loser has to give all their earnings to the winner." Evan shook his head. "Not fair," he said. "You've already got money saved up." "You know what? That money doesn't count," said Jessie. "We'll start with today's earnings. And it's all got to be from selling lemonade, nothing else. No mowing lawns, no sweeping out the garage, or anything else." What if neither one of us makes $100? said Evan, kind of not liking the sound of the deal. "Then whoever makes the closest to 100 wins. And even if we both make over 100, whoever makes the most will win the bet." "When do we count up all the money?" asked Evan. Jessie thought about that. "Sunday night, right before the fireworks." She looked straight at Evan. "Huh? What'd you say?" Evan didn't like bets. He wasn't really into that competition, or into much competition for all that is concerned. He loved to play basketball, and he always gave it everything he had, but winning or losing, it didn't really make much difference to him. He just liked to play. But this was different. This mattered. If he didn't beat Jessie at this bet, he couldn't win against his little sister in the lemonade war. Then Evan thought of the school year stretching in front of him. Then it was all over. He might as well just give up on everything right now. "Fine then, it's a bet. $100 by Sunday night. Winner takes all." And he shook his wet hands over the sink, dried them with a dish towel, and gave Jessie the most menacing look ever. "You better pray for mercy."